don't mind, the others aren't
Sure.
ready.
No, let me just grab my client and we're ready to go.
All right, see if Mr. Humbles or Miss Wright is present. There's Mr. Humbles.
These are your papers. Take those over with you to your probation.
All right, we are ready then. The court will call 112091, State of Texas versus Dang Pham. Mr. Pham is present with his attorney, Mr. Jim Sharon Bearden Jr. Well, I'll say before we get started, we are conducting the hearing remotely using Zoom video conferencing. We are also streaming live on the court's YouTube channel. There is to be no recording of these proceedings. And Mr. Pham, if you can just raise your right hand, I'll swear you in. Do you swear the testimony that you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Now, at this time, Mr. Bearden, does Mr. Pham waive the arraignment and the reading of the information?
He does, Your Honor.
Mr. Pham, you've got a right to a jury trial in this case, but at this time, have you decided you wish to give up that right?
Yes, sir.
Now, to this charge of driving while intoxicated, first offense, how do you plead, sir?
Guilty.
Are you pleading guilty to this charge because you are guilty and for no other reason?
Yes.
And are you making that plea of your own free will?
Yes.
I have now State's Exhibits 1 and 2. Does the state offer those at this time?
Yes, sir, we do, Your Honor.
No objections.
Thank you. The court will admit State's Exhibits 1 and 2. Mr. Pham, those exhibits are the paperwork that you went over with Mr. Bearden earlier. In that paperwork, did you understand the range of punishment that you faced in the case?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand all of the rights that you were giving up?
Yes.
And finally, did you understand everything in the paperwork after you had plenty of time to go over it all with Mr. Bearden?
Yes.
Based then, Mr. Pham, upon your plea and the evidence, the court will find you guilty at this time of driving while intoxicated, first offense. I will follow the plea agreement. I will set punishment at 180 days confinement in the Orange County Jail. That confinement, however, will be suspended, and instead you'll be placed on probation for a term of 12 months. Now, along with that will be a fine of $500, court cost of $460, and probation fees of $60 per month. There are some other conditions of probation. Now, before I get into those, Mr. Pham, this is a plea bargain case, as I said, that I did go along with. So that means you have no right to appeal now in this case. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Now, you've had a chance to go over these conditions of probation with Mr. Bearden.
Yes.
Any questions about any of those, Mr. Pham?
No.
All right. The way it all works, as I said, you're on probation for 12 months for a year. You complete that successfully, and at the end of a year's time, you'll be done with probation. You won't have to report anymore, no more abiding by all these conditions. That's the upside. The downside, though, is if the state were to prove that you violated, messed up just any one of these conditions of probation, it may have nothing to do with driving while intoxicated, but any violation could mean your probation could be revoked and you could face up to 180 days, about the same as 6 months in the county jail. So you understand the good and the bad there, Mr. Pham.
Yes, sir.
All right, as soon as you're done with Mr. Bearden, you'll need to go next door over to the probation department. They'll sit down with you. They'll go over these conditions with you again. They'll set up your reporting schedule. And let me just one second. Let's see, you live in Harris County, Texas, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I would hope that they're going to transfer that probation to somebody in Harris County. Harris County is a little stingy, though, on taking these cases because they're such a large county population-wise, as you know. So if you can report there, that's great. If not, you may have to come back here and report. That's basically going to be up to the authorities over in Harris County. One thing though, while we're waiting on the decision from Harris County, you need to call into the Orange Probation Department at least once a week. Phone numbers on the first page of the probation order. If probation takes you in Harris County and you start seeing an officer over there face to face, you don't have to do those calls anymore. There's still a mail-in probation, but no more call-in. But if Harris County will not take your case, you'll need to come over here and report in person. Okay?
Yes, sir.
It's a little confusing, but that's just what we have to deal with in the larger counties. I hope they'll take it though, Mr. Pham, and save you some inconvenience. All right, I think that's it. Good luck to you then, sir, and we'll be in recess.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
We sign everything up, and Mr. LeBlanc was called to go upstairs to the 260th. We're waiting for him, and then the other defendant is actually here, Mr. Cloft. So we're waiting to see what he's going to do.
Yes, Judge. I'm probably going to have